Hey guys, welcome to Heart to Talk, the podcast. I am the host and creator, Theresa Cesare. My intention for this podcast is to deliver to you wisdom, inspiration, and consciousness through solo episodes and conversations amongst insightful people. It is my greatest honor to bring to you talks that come from the heart. Hey loves, welcome back to another episode with me, your girl Theresa Cesare. I'm so excited to dive into a powerful, short and sweet episode. And I want to just remind you that everything I share here, my affirmations, my guidance, the conversations I have with others that come on the show, it all comes from the heart. I mean, that's why I call this podcast Heart to Talk, because I believe that real power, transformation, and impact doesn't just start in your mind. It starts with the heart. And I also believe that the heart is the most powerful and intelligent energy system in your body. Science actually confirms this. Your heart has its own brain, its own rhythm, and it actually sends out more signals to your brain than your brain sends to it. And it radiates even more electromagnetic power and energy than the brain. Now that's power. And that's why everything that I do comes from a heart-centered place. In today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about the neuroscience behind reprogramming your subconscious and how your heart and your thoughts literally shape who you become. And of course, my favorite, affirmations. Affirmations aren't being fake or pretending. It's actually programming, and we're going to talk about why. So let's start with the subconscious. Here's the thing. 95% of what you think, say, and do every day comes from your subconscious. That's the part of you that runs on autopilot. All your habits, reactions, beliefs, stories, they're all stored in that subconscious file cabinet. And most of it, you programmed yourself before age 7, when your brain lived mostly in what's called a theta wave state. But here's the good news. You're not stuck there. Through neuroplasticity, your brain and heart are constantly changing, reshaping around the thoughts and emotions that you're repeating. The Heart Math Institute calls this heart coherence. That's when your heart and brain sync. And that's when you become the most magnetic, creative, balanced, powerful self. Now we're going to jump into one of my most favorite topics, and that is reprogramming yourself. We're going to get a little bit sciencey here for a minute. Every thought you repeat strengthens a neural pathway, like carving grooves in your mind. So when you affirm something like, I'm safe, I choose peace, I love who I'm becoming, you're not pretending, you're programming. And that's what affirmations do. That repetition builds new connections. The more emotion and focus you bring, the faster the rewiring happens. This is also where the heart comes in, that heart power. When you breathe in love or gratitude while affirming actually amplifies the neurochemical response and makes you so magnetic. Neuroscientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I love so much, I'm actually currently reading one of his books called You Are the Placebo, Making Your Mind Matter. So powerful. I recommend this book if you're loving this content. I'll actually drop this in the show notes. And I'm also listening to the audiobook of Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, where he goes really deep into this and also guides you on how to reprogram. So along with my stuff, my affirmations, my content, Joe Dispenza, you will literally become the most powerful creator of your life in reality. Anyways, so pivoting back into the episode, the other neuroscientists that talk about this is Dr. James Doty and Dr. Tara Schwartz show that combining emotion, attention, and repetition reprograms your subconscious habits and emotional responses permanently. So that brings me to the next thing. Personality isn't permanent. I want you to remember this. Your personality isn't fixed. And Dr. Joe Dispenza says it best. If you want to change your reality, you've got to change your personality. I mean, how powerful is that? It's not who you are. It's just who you've been practicing being. Psychology proves that when you change your focus, behaviors, and emotional states, your personality begins to shift too. So think about an actor in a movie. your favorite actor. You love them because they're so good at making you believe in the character that they're portraying in that movie. They actually use these things. They reprogram their subconscious. And because they're using heart power and coherence, they're able to literally embody this character, whoever that they're playing in this movie. So much so that oftentimes when they're done with the movie, it's hard for them to actually break character because they literally have become this character permanently. But again, we know that not everything can be permanent. We can actually use these practices to rewire and undo, right? Break the habit of being yourself, like Joe Dispenza says, and just begin a new program. So if you lived in anxiety, doubt, or self-criticism, that's just an old pattern. You can choose peace. You could choose confidence, and you can choose presence. You can literally build new wiring for the energy, the character, and the mindset you want to embody. That's the power you hold in every moment. So now let's talk action steps. Heart-powered reprogramming is what I like to call it. So you ask, well, how do I start creating lasting change? I'm going to just give you some very simple, heart-aligned steps. The first one, catch your autopilot. Notice the reoccurring thoughts and patterns and realize, oh, wow, those are just old programming. So if you don't like what you're experiencing, think about what you're saying. What are you doing automatically every day, especially first thing in the morning and before going to bed? So that leads me to the next step. Use the power of theta moments. Now, theta moments are the few minutes before sleep or right after waking up. This is when your subconscious is most open. It's also the perfect time to reach for a journal and write down the things that you're grateful for. Or if you're not much of a writer, you can just sit in your bed and, say thank you. Like if the only prayer you ever said was thank you, that would be enough. I forget who said that. I don't want to say Meister Eckhart Tolle, but also Oprah says that. So anyways, I always like to give credit where credit's due. So again, that's when, instead of reaching for your phone and reaching for your email and text messages or the news, reach for, in those times, your theta state, something powerful, something that activates love or gratitude. And it's the perfect time to grab your affirmation empowerment deck if you don't already have one. Every listener gets 15% off if you use promo code podcast at checkout. Again, my affirmation deck has over 45 affirmations. So powerful. I have created them with heart power. These are the affirmations that I created 5 years ago for myself and that I repeated. And I use them to reprogram my subconscious so that I embodied them and then became all those affirmations, and I still use them. So again, you wake up first thing, you pull a card, read that affirmation aloud, and you feel it in your heart as truth. Again, it's like one part of the power is the mind, which we know is so powerful, but include the energy of your heart. So step 3, just what I just said, you pair your affirmation with emotion. You pair your gratitude with emotion. You pair whatever it is that you're saying or declaring with emotion. If you have a vision of something that you want in your life, a house, a car, a job, a different reality, write it, think it, but feel it. And then you add sensory, like the 5 senses, like what does it smell like, taste like? It is so powerful. Your heart's energy supercharges the signal to your brain. Step 4, this is where the real power is. Again, it's making it a daily thing. Anchor it daily. This is how you build the version of yourself you truly want to become. One affirmation, one emotion, and one heartbeat at a time. So as I wrap up, if you ever hear anyone say, people don't change, smile quietly to yourself because I'm living proof that you can change. And I invite you to be the living proof that you can change, that you can literally change your personality. So you can change your personal reality. Your brain and your heart are wired to support the version of you that you desire, that you consciously choose. If you don't like what you're experiencing right now, if you don't like who you are right now, from the physical, from the internal, start with an affirmation. I also do have a free source I'll drop in the notes. It's my everyday affirmations by category. So like if you want abundance, if you want confidence, if you want, whatever it is, I have them by category. That's another tool that is free for you. I just want to support you on this journey because I know the power of it. It's like magic at your fingertips. And that's why I literally am on this journey where I've made my passion go from a passion project to literally like my life's work to a business, but it's more than that. It's a movement where I love, love, love teaching what I know to be true because I literally am the example. Everything that I teach, I have done and experienced myself, and I'm still in this. I'm still rebuilding, rewiring limited beliefs that I didn't even realize I had because they're subconscious, they're tucked away, they're hidden in that file cabinet. If you want to go deeper with me in a very easy, fun way, I also have some powerful live masterclasses that I'm doing, virtual masterclasses. Become magnetic. Right now, I have a special offer. It's $22. And that includes my digital affirmation deck, plus the replay if you can't make it live. All links for everything will be in the show notes. And I just want to close with have the courage to be that example of someone who can change their personality and their personal reality. You're not pretending, you're reprogramming. When your heart and brain sync, that is your superpower. Thank you so much for being here and for leading with your heart and having the courage to do this transformational work with me. Until next time, love you. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Please download, rate, subscribe, and share this podcast. Also, be sure to visit my website at theresacesare.com to check out my inspirational merch, connect to my social accounts, and much more. May you continue to be filled with wisdom, inspiration, and consciousness. Otherwise, friends, I will be back for another episode of Heart to Talk.